what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today I am going to cover the SAL1 certification, my thoughts on it, and just kind of give you guys an honest opinion on it because I waited a couple days for this on purpose. So the first thing is I thought about just going out and doing a, hey, let me just do a quick review and I'll get a bunch of views and blah, blah. I hate doing that crap. You guys know, if you watch my channel for more than 10 minutes, I don't like doing any sort of gimmicky stuff. I don't like doing just stuff like that. I hate it. I hate being dishonest, and that's what a lot of these YouTubers are. And I hate to say that because it's just true, though. So one of the big things for me is being honest about this certification, right? I'm going to kind of give you my opinions. I'm going to give you, and again, this is all opinion. I've been in the space for a long time. I've seen these, not these specific, but I've seen certs come and go, and I'm just going to give you an honest opinion. And then I'm going to kind of tell you why I think you either should or shouldn't get it, right? So when you Google it, you'll see there's these YouTube videos, and this is kind of what I'm talking about. Like this right here, this thumbnail where he's got Security Plus crossed out. Can't really tell what the other ones are because I have bad vision, but he's got these other vendors crossed out, and he's got SAL1 up there with a check mark or whatever. I don't know the guy. Maybe a really nice guy. Maybe his video is really great on the video. I don't know. But it's dishonest. It's completely dishonest. So let's start with that. Let's start with the beginning. First things first, it's not replacing CompTIA. It's just not. Now, could it be done in the future? Maybe. That's a totally different conversation, but it's not replacing CompTIA. So to say that is absolutely silly. To even have the picture there is just a clickbaity thing. It's just silly. So let's get that out of the way, because that's not what type of video this is going to be. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that this is the best thing. And keep in mind, I actually interact with TryHackMe a decent amount. I have some contacts in TryHackMe, and so I do talk to them. Really good team. I mean, I don't know the whole team, but everyone I've ever talked to in TryHackMe, really great. Never had any bad experience. I obviously, half my channel is TryHackMe because I like the platform. I think it's a really good learning platform, which is the purpose. People get that confused a lot with Hack the Box. Hack the Box purpose is not, yes, they have a Hack the Box Academy, but it's very poorly done in my opinion. But either way, TryHackMe is a learning platform, okay? So I really like it for that. Now, their certification. Let's start with what it is, okay? It is an entry-level SOC Level 1 certification. Entry. Meaning, this is not some certification that's going to be extremely hard or anything like that. That's not the purpose of an entry-level cert. It's just not. It's not the purpose to make it so difficult that only experts can get it. Like, that's not the purpose. So understand, I'm going to review it from that standpoint. Okay. So first things first, do I think it's good that they came out with a cert? I do. I think it pushes the industry. I think any company that pushes out a cert pushes the industry to do better. The problem is, do I think this cert is going to help you get a job? Right now, no. Absolutely not. And I don't know if TryHackMe would be honest with themselves on this, or what they're so I've never been in these conversations with TryHackMe, obviously, and what their expectation is, and the kind of the outcome. Sorry, I have a blanket on me and it's stuck under the chair. So I don't know what their expectation is, but the reality is any certification takes years to start gaining traction in the industry. And the reason for that is pretty obvious, right? Like, first, let's have people take it. Is it worth anything? Now that word has to spread out. If it's worth something, then, okay, so now is it actually adding value to people, or is it just kind of a good cert to have, kind of like Security Plus and things like that? And you kind of have to go, that takes time to spread through the industry. And the reality is, it's not possible for hiring managers, for, SOC managers or anyone like that to keep up on all these certs at all times. It's just not possible. It may be 5 years before the job that you're applying for, their hiring manager hears about this cert. That's just the reality. Unfortunate, but the reality. Certs like Security Plus, certs like Hack the Box, or not Hack the Box, I'm sorry, not Hack the Box. Certs like Security Plus, certs like OSCP, things like that. Those certs have been around for a long time. They've been proven over and over again. All right, sorry about that. So basically, those certs have been around a long time. This cert hasn't yet, right? So that's the first thing, is it's going to take time. You just have to understand that. And so a lot of people get on this, especially young people in the industry, especially not managers. You see it on Reddit all the time. You see people, like when Hack the Box CPTS came out, everyone and their mother was sitting here, every kid and young adult that was in IT or trying to get in IT, they all got jumped on the bandwagon. CPTS is so much better than OSCP, and everybody knows it, and I don't know why companies don't care, and everybody should go get CPTS. It's way better. That's just smart marketing and advertising. That's all it is. It's not better. Why is it not better? Does it land you more jobs? No. End of story. No, that's simple. It's simple math. Go look at right now. Go to LinkedIn, Indeed, clearance jobs, all the different jobs sites, right? In search for keyword CPTS and then search for keyword OSCP. Which one's going to get you more jobs? OSCP. So which one adds more value? OSCP, right? And that's not me hating on the content. I don't care about the content. I care about what value does it bring to me. And that's where people get confused. So I want you guys to, as we review this, I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from, because I understand there might be good content in places, but that doesn't mean it's valuable to you unless you're trying to get the cert specifically to increase your knowledge base. Then it is. Okay. So one thing I like that they did correct with SAL1, and I keep getting that confused because I want to say SLA for service level agreement, but it's SAL, which is security analyst level 1. One thing I really like that they did is they did go out to big companies like Salesforce, and they did get real data to try and mimic. I like that. It's a lot of times it's they'll bring in an analyst that was an analyst or whatever, and like they build it off of his experience. It's really nice to see that they went out and said, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? And they try to grab multiple perspectives, because there's so many different ways to run a SOC. There's so many different ways. You can run it tier list. I mean, you could do all kinds of stuff. And some companies have 24/7 support. Some companies have on call. There's just so many things. So it's good that they did this. Now, this is where I worry a little bit, the simulated SOC environment, and we'll talk about that as we go. So industry recognized. This is just marketing. As much as I like TryHackMe, this is marketing. Is TryHackMe industry recognized? Yes. Everyone in the cybersecurity industry knows who TryHackMe is. Does anyone, if you got this cert today, and you applied for my job, would that impress me? No. Why? I have no idea what this cert looks like from perspective of, is it good? I don't know, because I have to go off their word. They built it. Obviously, they're going to say it's good, right? I have to wait until enough experienced people take it to agree on it, right? I could go take it and see if I agree with the content, right? But again, that's still one person's opinion. You need an industry to accept it. So this, I disagree with industry recognized. It is not yet. It may be one day, and I hope it is. I hope it's a really good cert. Speaking of, if you guys want to see me take the cert, now obviously you can't physically see me because I get banned, but if you guys want to have me take the cert and then review the actual certification, let me know. It's like $290 or something if you're a member. So let me know and I'll take it, and then we'll just see if you guys want it or not. Now, flexible learning. This again, I agree with, but they're skewing it a bit. Again, keep in mind this is a marketing, right? They're trying to upsell it, but the reality is like flexible learning, 1,000+ on-demand labs. Do I agree with that? Yes, 100%. It does have 1,000+ labs. Problem is, those are there anyway. You can have the $15 whatever TryHackMe's monthly cost is and get those labs anyway. So you don't need the SAL1 to get those labs. Those labs are already included. So I don't actually agree with that. I think that's a little bit of fluff for the marketing team, but so far, I like what I see. I have taken SOC level 1, and we're going through the SOC level 2 on the YouTube now. I will say SOC level 1 has a little bit to be desired, but from what I've heard, they are revamping it, so I think that'll be a good step. The SOC level 2 is pretty good, so I don't have any issues with it. The problem I have with the SOC level 2 path, the problem I have with them using those paths to guide this cert is go look at the SOC level 2 path. Let's look at it real quick, and I'll show you what problems I have. So we'll open this in a new tab, bring it over here. The only reason I brought it over here is I don't know what's going to pop up on the dashboard. We'll go to the paths. Okay, and this is, I will admit, the marketing is actually phenomenal. I think this is a really cool badge you can get. I think it looks good. I think even just these little markdown cards that they have is really cool. I do think the marketing is on point. I give them that. But here's where you're gonna I'm gonna struggle with recommending the paths, right? Well, they say here, if you look, they have a simulated SOC environment. Well, does anyone know in the simulated SOC environment they use ELK? At least I haven't taken the test SOC environment, but they did, right? At least, and correct me if I'm wrong. Someone put in the comments below what they use, but they don't use Splunk. So I'm going to go learn Splunk. Then I'm going to learn the ELK stack. Then let's see what else they've got. Yeah, so there's not a ton, but the big thing is like all these different things are really nice to know, but they advertise a lot of different ways to do the same thing, which is really good. That's a good thing to learn. But if you're trying to study for a cert, just give me what is going to be on the test so I can focus on it, because otherwise I'm trying to spread myself too thin. I'm not saying give me word for word what's on the test, but you have to give the content that's going to be on the test. And if the content, maybe they do Splunk and ELK in there. I don't know. I'm just saying you have to give someone 1,000 labs, 1,000 plus labs, and say, hey, take 1,000 plus labs to take an entry-level cert. I think it's a little silly, which then it's going to lead to people taking the test like me who are probably overexperienced for this, right? Obviously, I'm not entry-level, but I'm going to be one that's taking it because I'm the only, I say me, people that are experienced are going to be the only ones that take it because they're the only ones confident in their ability to pass it, because everyone else is like, I got to go through these 1,000 labs to get competent, which is not true. It's just not true. So I think they should have released a path for the SAL1. And when I say a path, not the previously included labs, they should have had here's the labs, boom, 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 and here's the path. And let's see, they might have actually done that, but what I mean by that is they shouldn't have used the pre-released ones. The reason I disagree with that is just because you kind of undersold yourself here, because those labs are already available. So it's kind of like the Hack the Box CPTS, right? They give you a CPTS course, right? And you have to take that course to pass or to take the test. I don't agree with forcing someone to take the course, but they have a course for that cert, right? Here, they're saying, just take all our other courses. Well, then why would I pay for the cert? I can get the courses for $15. So it starts to come down to, they are either so confident in their certification being of value in the industry, which it's not yet, that they're just like, you can have all of our courses for $15, but the cert is the big thing. And it's like, is it? I don't know yet. So gain essential security knowledge, complete the training. Yep. So this one, it says the steps, complete the learning. You don't have to do the courses. I like that. I really do. I think it's silly to force people to take a certain course to pass a test. When I say that, there should be courses available if you want to learn the knowledge, but it should not be forced, because someone like me, I don't want to spend, like, one of the reasons I won't take the CPTS is I'm not going to go through all of your course. I've done courses like that for years and years. I'm not going to go through an entire course to go take a test that doesn't help me much. Like, I think that's a silly way to do it. Let people that have the skill set go take the test, right? Start the exam. demonstrate your computing foundations with multiple choice questions, and prove your practical skills with a SOC simulator. So now we're getting into the nitty gritty and kind of where I'm skeptical. So one thing, so far, we're just going to recap because I know it's a long video, but I want to give you guys a thorough review. So the first thing is, I think their marketing is incredible. I really do. I think it's incredible. Say what you will about them. It's good marketing. They've gotten the word out there. They've sent it to everybody. Everyone's aware of this cert's coming out, and it will speed up the process of acceptance if the cert's good. 2, I think their learning paths that they've given to say this is the required content leave something to be desired, mainly because it's just the path they had before. So 1,000+ labs to take an entry-level cert, I don't think that's necessary. I think you could have made it a little bit better. These don't just take our word for it. This is a good one. Detection and response at Salesforce. I respect that because you have a guy that works at Salesforce, one of the biggest companies in IT, and he's saying good words. This senior security analyst, I don't know where he works. This could be a senior security analyst at a company that has one analyst and he's the senior, right? I don't know. So in this cybersecurity practitioner, it sounds like they went to a big company, got that buy-in, and then that was about the extent of it. Now, could be wrong. These could be very good people, very famous people. I don't know because it just says Sandra with. All right. Now, skills you will develop with TryHackMe SAL1. Disagree with the wording on this. Skills that you'll develop with the TryHackMe level 1 and level 2 paths, because the cert does not develop these skills. The paths that you take to learn the skills do. And that's where I'm saying you can get that for $15. You don't need the $290 or $290 or whatever. Now, one thing I like, instant results. I like that. Some certs make you wait, and I don't like that. Verifiable certificate. Okay. I do like that because you can actually go and check if somebody's employed. Share achievement with future employers. I don't even know what that means. Why would you not share it with people you're going to be employed with? I don't know. This is a dangerous game they're playing here where they're saying we're going to compare it to other certs. CYSA, job ready SOC experience. I don't know how they're comparing and saying we're giving you job ready SOC experience because, again, the cert's not giving you any experience. It's the paths that you're taking. So brand trusted by millions, I give them that. And then entry level, I like that. CYSA is definitely entry level, so I don't know where they're getting their kind of information or where they're whatever. That can be whatever. But you notice where they're comparing it to is not any crazy good certs, and that's for a reason. Because they know they can't go up against some of these big names and start criticizing because those big names are going to win the fight. At least now. Now, exam details. People get shied away from this 24 hours, and I think they did it on purpose. So what I mean by that is OSCP does this format too, and what they do, or what TryHackMe I think is trying to do, is trying to use the 24 hours as a technique to, again, marketing, as a technique to show this is a tough test. It's going to take 24 hours. The reality is, if you look, and we're going to go to the next page here in a minute, it's like, I think it's like 2 hours, but they give you 24 hours, right? So this looks intimidating and tough, which is what they're trying to give the perception of. The reality is it's not that long. I like the fact that they're giving you 24 hours to do it at your own pace, but again, I don't. And the reason I say I don't is I don't like a test that does this where it's like, hey, within this 24-hour period, figure it out, because you either know it or you don't. There should be a timeline on it. The difficulty should not be, I don't know. It's just a weird one for me. The $297, I think that's a very, very reasonable price. I think they probably did their market research. They probably realized, hey, Security Plus is going up. Last time I checked, I think it was like $350, and some of these things are going up, and we're gonna stay right below that market average, and we're gonna be competitive with pricing. And I think that's really good. I really do. This price is one of the only reasons I was asking, do you guys want me to go take it? Because if this was a price for some of the more advanced certs, $1,000 a test, things like that, I wouldn't go take it because this isn't going to help me in any way. But I want to do it for the channel and see if it'll help you guys. So you guys got to tell me in the comments if you want me to, because I'm not going to take it if people are like, it's not going to really do anything for me. But the only reason I would take it is to try and help you guys and say, is this a value? Learning included. So I like this. It comes with 3 months of premium for free. So I kind of redact a few of my statements because it says here that you'll learn those skills, right? They're giving you 3 months to learn the skills. So I like that. But again, you might be better off just paying the $15 unless you want 3 free months. 1 free retake. I do like that it automatically comes with a free retake. A lot of certs make you, or will like charge you like $300 for the cert, whatever, and then if you want to add a retake, it's like $350. Just give me the price with a retake. No, the problem with a cert like this, it's not a security plus. There is no foundational people going, this is what's going to be on it. Look out for this. Nobody knows what's on this test yet, so you have to have a retake option because there's going to be a ton of people, myself maybe included, that go in here thinking I know what this test is. And it's totally different than what I expect, and I bomb it because I thought it was something totally different. It's possible. So understand that a retake is necessary to give people an expectation once they take it. If they fail, they're like, oh, I know what to expect now. Let me go in there. Now, building a certification, employer's trust. Again, this is where, this will come out later if it does. The frequently asked questions, I like some of them, don't like some of the others. So the reason I say this, if you look, discounts, they do say, one thing I like, if you're a TryHackMe business customer, blah, blah, let's see, they tell you can get bulk discounts and all that stuff. So they give you a pretty good discount, in my opinion. Here's the one I don't like. How do you handle cheating? We take cheating prevention seriously. Our team security experts has rigorously tested the exam for potential vulnerabilities and cheating opportunities. Don't like that. What I mean by that is there's nothing in here that makes me think that you can't cheat. There's no proctoring. It's over 24 hours, so nobody can watch you for 24 hours, or else this cost would go way up, which is how they're keeping their costs low probably, is without proctoring. There's random spot checks and to deter dishonest behavior. Like, none of this makes me think that this is going to be a foolproof cheating test. Like, I just don't buy that you can't cheat on this. I mean, I just don't buy it. I think what they're saying is you're not going to be able to exploit the system to get past it. Okay, that's fine. What's going to happen a year from now when people start taking the test and giving the answers out, or giving a lot of guides and stuff, and people have them up and just take the test sitting there going boop, 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 boop. Cert's useless. And that's one of the biggest pinch points I have for CPTS as well, is no proctoring means no one knows if you're cheating. If you're even taking the test, if you go take the test and you pass it with a 90 and I'm your buddy, hey bro, I'll give you $20, go take it again. You'll pass it. I now have the cert. Okay, then you've got, doesn't need to be renewed every 3 years, just like normal certs. You get a retake. We already know that. We don't really need to know the certificate of completion difference. Everyone knows what that is. So now we can go into right here, read more. So this is where you kind of get into what actually is going to happen. So you have your check-in. You have to have an ID, which I like. But again, you can have anybody's ID. I can sit down and start the test, and then you come in. I mean, there's so many ways to cheat. This is the one I don't like. So 80 questions worth 20%. Okay, multiple choice questions. Don't really care if they're on there. I do think they add value, but usually what makes multiple choice questions, in my opinion, valuable, especially on the test, is your time constraints. You don't have 24 hours to go look up the answer and all this other stuff. You have to get the answer. You have to know the answer. Here, you can go look it up, right? Nothing's stopping you. So the 20%, I understand why they made it 20%, but here's where I really struggle. 40% for SOC 1 and 40% for SOC 2 simulations. Why do I struggle with that? In an ideal world, this is awesome. This would be awesome. the fact that it's real world, da 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 da. I've done the SOC simulations, or at least some of them, on the TryHackMe. Unless they did a different SOC simulation, lab for the test, it's not that good. It's just not. It's not there yet. I think they're coming out with it too early. Unless, like I said, they might have a different version that they're on for the test. But there's a lot to be desired in that SOC simulator. I think it's good. I think it gets you the fundamentals, but I think it's missing a lot. So I really, really don't like the 80% of it. I will say this. There's going to be a ton of people that are going to take this test and fail the first time because that SOC simulator is an issue. Meaning, one, it's something's not going to work properly. Two, they're trying to figure out how it works because there's no guidance. Three, and when I say there's no guidance, yes, I know that there's like a tutorial and like da-da-da. That's not what I'm talking about. Anyone that's ever worked in a real SOC knows what I'm talking about. There's no playbooks. There's no escalation procedures. There's no SLAs. There's no nothing. So you're just kind of like, it asks like, do you want to escalate it? I don't know because I don't know the procedures for this company. So it's like, I don't know what the test is going to look like. Is it going to ask me to escalate something? And I'm like, I would escalate that, but then they're like, no, we don't escalate that. Like, it's just, it doesn't make any, it's too, there's not enough granularity and actual thought process into the fine details of it, in my opinion. Now, the other thing, this is one question I have here is, evaluate understanding. Okay. There is a piece of the SOC simulator where you actually have to write case reports. Are those actually evaluated? I will tell you they're not. The reason I know they're not is because you get instant feedback, so no one can evaluate them. So it doesn't evaluate if you're actually good at writing the most important part of an analyst, writing the case reports. So it's just going to evaluate, did you write one, and did you get the true, positive, correct, or false? So it's not really a SOC simulator. I personally think that's where they're going to struggle because someone with this cert, you might be great. I'll tell you, I see it all the time. I have really technical people that work for me that can't write a report, can't do the soft skills, can't communicate effectively, all that stuff. Guess what? Can never promote them. I can't promote you. I can't put you in front of a C-level executive and have you try to brief this. So what can you do? Yeah, you can find positions for them. I can move them over here or do this or what. You know, there's all kinds of things you can do, but this doesn't genuinely, in my opinion, test the SOC level 1 stuff. It doesn't validate case reports, which is the biggest thing. It doesn't evaluate details. There's no indicators of compromise that being pulled out. And again, I haven't taken the test. I'm going off of the SOC simulator that was there. So yeah, I think there's definitely some learning curves here. But I think it's a really, and this isn't me hating on it. Just know that. I think it's a really good thing that they're coming out with this. I think it's a really good idea. You can see here's where I was saying it's 2 hours for the simulator and an hour for multiple choice questions. So 3-hour test total. I think it's really good for the industry as a whole. Companies like this should come out with certs. It's kind of the next evolutionary step for what they're doing. I think it's beginner friendly, so it's meant to be simplistic, which is where the details that I'm talking about are not simplistic. So I think that I'm being critical on it because I want it to be as realistic as possible, but they're not necessarily catering to that, which I understand. So I think it might have been an intentional decision. I think time will tell if it's of value to people, but I do think it is valuable to the industry to keep having things like this happen because people like CompTIA need to step up. They need to have simulations. They need to have real world. They need to have et cetera, et cetera. And companies like this, while they don't have the years and years of test taking and test building and course building and all that stuff where they're they have it almost perfected, kind of like CompTIA and them do, they do have the thoughts and the ideas. And I think if you can get those two to combine, you're going to have really good tests and really good certifications. So that's pretty much what I think about it, guys. I think it's a really good test. I don't know if it's worth $290 yet because I haven't taken it and I haven't heard about people that have taken it. So if you guys want me to take it, let me know in the comments. If I get enough people wanting me to take it, I'll go take it real quick. Pass or fail, I'll tell you what I think of it, and we'll go from there. So hopefully this helps you guys, and hopefully you guys have a great day. Thanks.